Network marketing, multi-level marketing. Is it a scam? Is it a pyramid scheme? Today, we're going to take a deep look into that business model. Hey guys, so I know most of you have probably already heard of network marketing or multi-level marketing, and you probably already have an opinion about it. Most people either hate it or they love it. So I wanted to take a deeper look into it to find out if it would be a good fit for me and my passive income journey. So the first thing I wanted to address is the reason why everybody keeps calling it a scam and a pyramid scheme. So I know just from observing, there's tons of ads and people out there that are flaunting fancy cars and beautiful homes and say, hey, you can have this too. All you have to do is, pay $500 and join this group or something like that. It's really seems like a get rich quick scheme, and that's the kind of impression that a lot of people get. And when I dig deeper into it, a lot of it is really determined on the person that's selling that particular multi-level marketing product or network marketing product. You can be a good network marketing professional or one that's really sleazy and bad, and it's really which way you kind of choose. So the problem is that there are some really good companies out there with really bad salespeople, and there's some bad companies out there with really good salespeople. So it's kind of hard to tell. So we really have to take a deeper look into the actual business itself. But some of the tell-all signs of a bad salesperson is somebody who is really guaranteeing results. There's a lot of people that says, hey, you can make $5,000 a month if you do this, or hey, you can be a millionaire if you do that. And it's not that easy. When looking more into it, network marketing is just like any business, and that it's a business. And in business, 90% of people fail. So there's no different with network marketing. And that's really where the kind of the scammy feel is that people are led to believe that no matter what they do, they're going to succeed. Or if they're put under somebody who's successful, that they'll automatically get some of that success given to them, and they just have to sit back and see the money coming. It's not like that. It's still a business. So I remember long ago, I've been a serial entrepreneur ever since I was young. And I remember when I was younger, I was like, wouldn't it be a great idea to start this business and get sales reps? But if I want to grow the company, why not just, pay each sales reps a little portion of the profits, but then if they find another sales rep, they could get a portion of the ones that they sell, and then the guy that referred them will get a commission. And I thought it was a genius. I was like, this could grow huge. And, pretty soon I realized that this is basically network marketing. It was something that's been done for 100 years. But that being said, in my mind, it was a very sound business model. It's not trying to be scammy at all. Really, if you look at the hierarchy of any business, it's kind of set up the same way. You have the owner of the company or the CEO, then you have managers, and there's a bunch of managers, and under each manager there's a bunch of employees. So it's kind of the same structure. People say pyramid scheme, but if you look at any type of organization, they're all shaped like a pyramid. Literally. You have your canvassers and your salespeople all at the bottom that are spread across the top. Then you have regional managers, and district managers. They all come to a point to where you have your owner and your CEO at the top. So it's really the same thing. The only part that's, the illegal part is really if it's just almost like a Ponzi scheme where just money is just being transferred without any really service or product behind it. And this is the issue with a lot of multi-level marketing companies out there, and why a lot of them are flirting with being legal and illegal. So you see a lot of these companies that are getting lawsuits, and this is the reason why. So one of the criteria that I learned to look for in a company is to find out, how their products are kind of put together in relation to the cost that it's going to cost the people who are involved with it. So for example, if there's a product that's out there that costs $50, so you could go on Amazon and buy it for $50, but then this multi-level marketing company is selling it for $100, and it's basically the same exact thing. You can tell that it's a little scammy. Technically maybe not illegal, but it's not really in your best interest to join something like this. Because really, what's the point? If somebody really wanted the product, they could just go on Amazon and get it for $50. But because they need to pay out commissions to each person, they need to increase the price point for it to make sense, so they can pay like, the 3 levels deep or however they want to do it. So they just increase the price of the product. That really doesn't make sense. The other thing is sometimes they're like digital products, they're like ebooks, or maybe they're like subscriptions. Some subscription-based products may make sense, where, they have it at a certain price point, but you just have to just be realistic with yourself. Is this product really worth this amount of money, or is it solely inflated just for the purpose of being multi-level? The other thing is there's a lot of companies out there that are offering financial services and things like that. So one of the main things that I wanted to kind of stay away from, and a lot of it had to do with my experience with multi-level marketing in the past. Just to be clear, I've never really been involved with it. I kind of just dabbled and looked into it, but I had friends that always came to me with different business opportunities. They knew kind of how ambitious I was and how I was with business, so they always wanted to get me into it. So I've looked at a lot of different opportunities. And one of the opportunities, I won't mention the name of the company, but they went under pretty quickly, but they dealt with like mortgages and real high-end loans and things like that. And basically to get in, you needed to either pay a huge amount of money, or you needed to mortgage your house with one of their loans. And at the time, I was actually involved with actual mortgage companies, so I really knew how mortgages worked, and they were just really expensive loans. They were just, you can get a loan anywhere else for a lot better deal, but they were inflated just so they can do the payouts. And of course, what happened? My friend lost his house. It was a really bad loan. He was something in like a 9% interest rate, in which at the time interest rates were about 6%. So it was pretty insane. And he had to lose his house. There are tons of other people that lost their house. The mortgage business went under anyway, but it wasn't only because of that. These loans were not good. So one of the criteria that I really want to look for, and I encourage anybody who's interested to kind of look for, is, do these products really like affect someone's life to the point where if something went wrong, that they can lose a lot? These financial products for their retirement, these products for like, home loans and things like that. If they have a really good product, that's one thing, but if you kind of know that if they went somewhere else, they could get something better, and it's something from a bigger, more stable company for the same price or less, then you just have to be honest with yourself. Does this really make sense? So the product makes a big difference. So I need to find a company that has a product that's unique, that a product, it doesn't matter what the price point is. If it seems a little high or low, but you can't get it anywhere else, that's something that's really important. If you could just go to Walmart and get it, I don't want to be part of that company. I need to be offering products that are unique, where that company is the only place that you can get it. The next thing I want to look is the actual residual part of the business. So there was a lot of companies I kind of took a look at where a lot of it was based on a big first-time purchase. So it was like, $1,000 product, you would get maybe like a $500 commission, and they usually have some sort of add-on or some sort of monthly subscription to create that residual income, but it's a very small percentage versus a new sale. So I'm not looking for that. In this passive income journey, I'm looking for more of the residual side, where I'm building more of the residual income. That's kind of the main goal. So the product needs to be something of a mid to low range price point. That's something that's gonna be reordered. So something that's usable. So I'm leaning towards a consumable product, whether it's some sort of supplement or food product or something like that, where it can be used and reordered. I saw a few that had like an electronic watch. I saw some, but it's like you buy the watch once and it's like, what are you gonna do? I know there's some software that you can pay monthly for, but I'm a software guy. I saw the software. It really is not that much. I need to find something where there's a reason to keep paying again and again and again, not just because of the business. Like you need to pay money just to stay in the business. That part's a little scammy, that if they require you to pay money just to stay in the business, even though nobody's buying anything from you. I want to make sure that we're actually getting something every month. You're getting something tangible. So, that's a good business model to look at. The other criteria with these companies, since there's so many of them around, is really their leadership. So the way I look at kind of their leadership skills is to see, what their vision is for the company, what they've been doing with the company. Since all this is network marketing is a huge component of it. So you need to make sure that this company knows how to market. If they don't know how to market their products, if they don't have, great packaging, great, different types of information that they could give out to clients, they don't have great videos, then what's the point? I mean, you might as well just find a product on Alibaba and sell that. The reason why people use network marketing, and don't get me wrong, I'm creating my own products. I'm going to be selling on Amazon and things like that as well. This is a completely separate venture where, basically everything is already done for me. They're doing basically the marketing pieces for it. They're controlling the business model. They're actually, doing the payouts. All the hard work is done for me. One of the ideas I always had is maybe I could start my own network marketing company. But after looking deep into it, it's a crazy amount of work and it's a huge liability. So, between legal and get product development, fulfillment, payments, trust me, it's a big to do. So in this journey, maybe not, maybe after this journey, if I do hit my goal of reaching $1 million passive income, I probably will start a multi-level marketing company the way that I want to, a good one, but it needs a lot of time and money. So the next best thing is to join a solid one. So I need to find this company, but they have to be solid. They have to have a proven track record. They can't be just a fly-by-night company that's been around for a few months. I need to have somebody that's established, but not saturated. That's the hard part, because most of these established companies, and you look at like Herbalife and Avon and things like that, they've been around for 20, 30, 50 years. It's pretty saturated. I mean, most companies, most people have already heard of these companies. They've been approached by one of their friends already. The products are kind of, old. You need to make sure that these companies are always on the cusp of technology and all the cusp of science, that they're always producing something new and it's exciting. So it's really tough to find the company with all these criteria. They need to be a solid company. They need to be savvy, marketing wise. They have to have great marketing. They have to have a great product that's unique. They have to have great science and behind the product where they're always making them better. I know it's out there somewhere, and I've dabbled with a few. I've been introduced to a few companies I'm looking at now. One of them seems pretty promising, and I've talked to some top guys in this company. I'm still doing some deep research into it, so I'll let you know about that particular company later, but I'm still looking at different options. But when looking at this, I think that a lot of it has to do with your own personal mindset. If you go into network marketing and you believe that finding the right person to get under is really going to set you apart and you're going to make a ton of money, or because of the great videos that they have, all I have to do is share with a couple of friends and I'll start making some money, that you're never going to succeed in network marketing. It's nothing like that. A lot of these companies, they'll encourage all the sales reps to hit their friends and family first. But a lot of these people, basically, when they kind of take that message and they make it seem like, hey, all you have to do is get your friends and family to join and then you'll make tons of money. It doesn't work that way. It's still a business. And I've talked to some really successful network marketers, and they all kind of have the same exact view that, if you're an entrepreneur and you've run a business in the past, then you can do this because you know what it takes to run a business. So if you've never run any type of business, but you want to get into network marketing, it doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. It's just that you have to set your expectations correctly. That you have to know that 90% of people fail in network marketing and the reasons why. Now, I did talk about in the video about how people are not created equal, how people all have different types of personalities and people are better at certain things than other things. And this kind of comes down to that, to be honest. Most people by nature are not leaders. People can become leaders and some people are born leaders, but it's a smaller percentage. I mean, in the world, everybody kind of has their type of role. And this is kind of a controversial thought, but I mean, as I dig deep into different beliefs and different sciences, and I look at kind of like global the way like society works, it all kind of fits a similar mold where there is that personality of the leader and there is a personality of the follower. And it really comes down, and sorry if you've already saw this video, but I'm kind of repeating myself, but it all comes down to the chemical reactions in your brain. Dopamine makes you feel good, and everybody just wants to feel good. So different things make people feel differently. And a lot of it is genetic. A lot of it has to do with, how your parents and your ancestors kind of, the kind of response that they got when they did certain things is kind of the same thing that you get. It's not 100%, but just overall, when you look at people, this is pretty spot on. So the thing is, with leaders, they have a different, they require different things to actually get them stimulated, and different things that actually make them secrete dopamine to make them feel good. So certain people, you can go to your 9-to-5 job, as long as you're doing your hobbies and you're happy and you're fed and you're comfortable, you have enough dopamine to keep you happy. Other people require more. Other people, they get more satisfaction when they're leading others and they're getting things done, and when they're actually seeing things grow and getting things beyond their comfort level. That's just a certain type of person. And to be honest, that type of person naturally is what thrives in network marketing, because network marketing is what it basically sounds like. It's networking. It's basically meeting people. It's actually, being charismatic and drawing people into you. So, all the top network marketing people, they have some sort of charisma. Not all of them are extroverts, but they have that charisma about them where you trust them and you want them to kind of lead you. And that's just kind of the nature of things. But that doesn't mean that if you think you're like a follower, that there's no hope for you to become a leader, because there are many ways to develop your leadership ability, but it's going to take some work. And that's really what this is about. If you're the 1 out of 100 people that are just a natural born leader, you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and you have friends wherever you go, and everybody follows you. Once you get into network marketing, it's going to be easy for you, and you're going to do well, and you're going to have a huge business. And people see that and say, hey, I wish I could do that. But guess what? That's just not your personality. It's not that you're not as good as them or they're better than you. It's just that your drive and your ambition and the things that kind of make you do things are a little differently, and it's not a direct fit with network marketing. So it's more difficult. But it doesn't mean that network marketing can't work. It just means that you have to do a little more deep digging and self-improvement and changing your own habits to be able to grow the business in that way. So that's really my take on when I see some people who are really successful in network marketing and people who are failing. So it's basically work. If you run a business, you'll understand quickly how much work it is. If you put that same effort into network marketing, I honestly believe that you can grow it as a very stable and long-term business, as long as that company is going to be around. So that's why making sure that the company is sound and it has a solid foundation, that's a huge component of this business. But network marketing is amazing when you think about it. I mean, literally, all you really have to do is, present the product well, present the business opportunity, make sure that you find like-minded people like yourself, and be able to do your job and then teach others to replicate exactly what you're doing. I mean, that's really all it is. And, best case scenario, it works. I mean, really all you're doing is self-development. Then you're teaching a few people how to develop themselves. You're teaching people how to use the products and how the products are great and why they're great. And then just teaching them how to portray that exact same thing to the people around them. And then once you do that, the business is kind of set, and it kind of just goes on a perpetual motion. So, once a network marketing business is successful, so all these guys I've been talking to that are very successful in network marketing, I mean, to be honest, they're living the life. I mean, literally the American dream. This is probably it. They have literal financial freedom. They have money that's coming in every month, and sometimes You know, I know some guys that get checks and they forget about the checks. They're just stacking up somewhere because they have so much money they don't even know what to do with it. And since they're not really like working super hard to get that money, you know, they all did at one point, maybe the first year or two they did, but then after that, after the business got solidified, they're just kind of sitting back and watching the money come in. They're not doing that much work. They're going on vacations. I mean, really all they're doing at that point is helping their own team get better. So, you know, they're getting in, getting their team, improving them, teaching them how to improve their own teams. And then once they do that, I mean, really the business just kind of grows on its own, and it's pretty amazing actually. It's an amazing business model. That's why, you know, they ask a lot of people, you know, a lot of very rich people. I won't mention any names because some of them are controversial. I know like Robert Kiyosaki was one of them, but you know, they ask them like, you know, if you lost all your money today, you know, what's the one business that you would get into? And that's network marketing. You know, the reason why people say that is because essentially network marketing is like starting your own business. But when you start your own business, I mean, there's so many facets of it, especially if it's a product based. You need to get the product made, you need to have inventory, you need somebody to do the bookkeeping, you know, you need to do accounting, you need to set up your corporation, you need legal, you need employees, you need HR, you know, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, even a small business like myself, you know, I right now there's only a small team of about 7 of us. You know, in the office there's usually about 5 or so. It's still a lot of work. You know, you got to do your marketing, you got to do payroll and all that kind of stuff. So it requires some money. But network marketing usually has a pretty low price of entry, and then all that stuff that you don't want to deal with, all the business stuff, is handled by the company. You know, so all you got to do is just get the product and sell. So you got to learn how to sell, learn how to network, learn how to coach, learn how to improve yourself. And really that's it. It's really more internal than anything. You know, all the stuff that you don't want to deal with, you know, they handle for you. All the marketing materials and stuff like that. It's a lot of work putting together marketing materials and videos and things like that. So that's why it's really important to find a company that does that well. You know, if you want to do it yourself, I mean, I do marketing for a living, so it's, you know, I'll just tell you this, it's a lot of work. You know, if you don't have some money, you can't produce a really compelling video. So as long as they already have that in place, you're golden. So just remember those criteria when you're choosing a network marketing company. Network marketing is not for everybody. But if you think that you are looking for a business where you do a lot of work up front and you could reap the benefits long term, and you think that you're coachable, where you think that you can, you know, change your mindset, because that's really all that it's about, is really changing your mindset, and you think you have the ability to teach others, I think this is a really good business model. So again, I'll be keeping you guys informed on the decision that I make. If you guys still have any suggestions, please put it in the comments below. I'll take a look at it. But my goal for this is really to show you guys start to end my whole network marketing journey. I'll show you like what I'm doing to try to attract people, what I'm doing to try to grow my business, and then basically teach you guys exactly what I'm doing. So if you guys ever wanted to do some sort of network marketing or multi-level marketing, you'd have all the information available to you to make the correct decisions, or to just make it easier for you guys to grow your business. And that's my goal. So if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you do subscribe. And if you want to see a lot more videos about my network marketing journey, help me choose a company so I could get started. And until next time, I'll see you soon.